Hey, I'm your host Bridget Shields, and let's take a look at the top 10 celebrities who got into huge fights on live TV. Number 10, James Corden and Patrick Stewart. A video of their onstage beef at the 2010 Glamour Awards resurfaced online recently, and it's the definition of awkward. Patrick Stewart and James Corden were presenting an award together when the X-Men star suddenly decided to call out Corden on stage for his disinterested attitude towards the ceremony. Quote, "When the presenters are up here and when the recipients are receiving their award, don't stand at the back of the stage with your hands in your pockets looking around as though you'd wished you were anywhere but here." James was super caught off guard at first, and so was everyone else in the audience. Obviously embarrassed, he shot back with, "If I looked like that, I'm so sorry. But when you come up and present an award, just effing get on with it." The situation got even more cringy. Stewart did not move on and actually brought up Corden's weight, saying, "From where I was sitting, I can see your belly." And that was there over at the back of the room. The spat continued back and forth for a few minutes, but it was so uncomfortable to watch, it felt more like hours. Number 9, Cardi B and Asia Davies. On the after show of Love and Hip Hop New York, host Nina Parker asked cast member Asia Davies a question about her relationship with fellow co-star and ex Swift. But before Asia could respond, Cardi sent a heel flying in Asia's direction, a signature move we all now know too well. Cardi then demanded that Asia admit that she had an issue with her. Quote, "You judged me because I was a stripper, say the truth." It was immediately clear why the two had been positioned so far away from each other. After trash talking her for a bit, the artist was ready to throw down again with Asia. In fact, Cardi needed a whole team behind her to keep her from laying hands on her rival. But the rapper may have been right in this situation, because Swift admitted that Asia did not respect Cardi because of her past. He allegedly had to explain to her several times that she was no longer a stripper, she'd moved on from that and is now making music. So when Asia refused to answer the question about why she didn't give Cardi a chance, her rival went into full attack mode. And what ensued is the televised disaster that you can still watch to this day. Number 8, Daniel Bregoli and Iggy Azalea. Perhaps the strangest beef we have ever seen, these two definitely deserve a spot on the list for the explosive altercation they had in 2018. Daniel Bregoli, otherwise known as Bad Baby, went after the Australian rapper Iggy Azalea at a Hollywood party and tried to attack her and even threw a drink on her. TMZ caught the whole incident on camera, and you can clearly see that Danielle was ready to pounce because the second she saw Iggy, her cup went flying. The then 16-year-old had to be held back by her own security, and the crew got between them as Iggy calmed down and walked away from the scene. Although Iggy left the area, the Dr. Phil star kept running her mouth about how much she hated the 28-year-old. The beef apparently started because Iggy talked smack on social media, saying who would even go to one of Bad Baby's shows. When fans questioned why Iggy just walked away from the situation, she said, quote, "I get that this little girl has made a name for herself acting a damn fool on television and online, but I'm a grown-up. I'm not about to waste my energy on that or be fighting a kid in a club." Number 7, Kanye West and Sway Calloway. In a now famous episode of Sway's Shade 45 radio show in 2013, Kanye expressed his frustration with the corporate structure of the fashion world. He was venting about the lack of support and creative freedom from the big fashion houses he's reached out to or collaborated with. But when Sway asked Kanye why he doesn't just fund it himself, things took a hard turn. Kanye got very riled up and said, quote, "How, Sway? You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't got the answers." In the week since the interview was broadcast, a number of hilarious internet memes hit Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. The fiery interview resulted in almost 9 million streams on YouTube to date, and countless memes poking fun at the exchange. But Sway said that despite how things played out between him and Kanye, he has no hard feelings. Quote, "It got really intense, I will admit to that, but everything that Kanye said, I think it's true. In fact, I believe in everything that he's trying to do, and I think we should all listen to the message." At least he was able to put it behind him. Number 6, Dakota Johnson and Ellen DeGeneres. This one was not exactly a fight, but it went viral because Dakota was one of the only celebrities to call out Ellen DeGeneres for lying on her own show. Ellen has done so many shady things on her show and got away with it just because she was hosting, like when she forced Mariah Carey to admit that she was pregnant. But in 2019, the talk show host brought Dakota on and started whining about how the actress never invited her to the birthday party that she threw. She probably expected her to get flustered and profusely apologize, but instead she said, quote, "Actually no, that's not the truth, Ellen. Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer." Dakota revealed that she had invited the host to her 30th birthday party and even called for witnesses, while Ellen denied the accusation. Finally, off camera, someone affiliated with the show confirmed that Dakota was right and that Ellen had been out of town and couldn't be there. This obviously made her extremely uncomfortable and she tried to manage the situation, but she was clearly caught in a lie, and the resulting awkwardness was darkly satisfying to watch. Number 5. Chanel West Coast and Charlemagne the God. Radio host Charlemagne the God was a guest on a 2017 episode of MTV's Ridiculousness. As viewers witnessed, the pair got into an explosive argument after Charlemagne called Chanel a whack rapper and told the show's audience that it was good if they've never heard her music. But Chanel had clearly had enough because she said, quote, "Lil Wayne, who co-signed Drake and Nicki Minaj, is the same person who co-signed me. I won a BET award with Young Money." She proceeded to name the people that she's had songs with and told the radio host, "You don't know my musical track record." The moment was pretty awkward because although she successfully stood up for herself, there was clearly a lot of tension in the room. Chanel later opened up to Life and Style about the incident, quote, "He's kind of rude all the time, so I felt like I needed to stand up for myself. A lot of people, I don't think, get the chance to do that with him. I mean, good on her. Most people would have done the same thing if he was attacking their career." Number 4. Will Smith and Chris Rock. Will Smith shocked fans, viewers, and Chris Rock when he walked onto the stage at the 2022 Academy Awards and slapped the comedian across the face, then casually just walked back to his seat. The incident occurred while Rock was introducing the award for Best Documentary and joked about Jada Pinkett Smith's haircut. It was then that Smith silently got up on stage, walked over to Rock, and slapped him across the face on live television. Then, in what seemed like his very first attempt at damage control, Will gave a teary apology during his acceptance speech not long after the slap occurred. Quote, "I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. This is a beautiful moment and I'm not crying for winning an award." Smith took home Best Actor for his role in King Richard, but the shocking moment has not only got him banned from the Oscars for 10 years, but has already cost Will several projects, although he is reportedly planning a comeback with a sequel to I Am Legend. Number 3. Miley Cyrus and Nicki Minaj. The onstage spat at the 2015 VMAs between Nicki Minaj and Miley Cyrus was probably the most shocking and talked about moment of the night. While receiving her award, Nicki took the opportunity to lash out at the host. Quote, "Back to this bee who had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?" Miley was taken aback for a second, but she managed to save face and said that interviews get manipulated all the time, and congratulated her. Producers were able to censor the curse words, but a beep doesn't really block out our lip reading abilities, and it's clear that Nicki dropped the F-bomb a few times, while Miley continued talking. Nicki later told New York Magazine about the moment and said, quote, "I saw Miley just looking at me with her face screwed up and I thought, what the?" But she also said it was deeper than that. Nicki was upset that the former Disney Channel star was using black culture as a means to reinvent herself and shed her good girl persona, while at the same time being ignorant about the issues facing that community. She did have a good point because Miley has since ditched hip-hop in favor of rock, which I think suits her a lot better. Number 2. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. At a New York Fashion Week party in 2018, Cardi declared a full-on war against her longtime rival Nicki Minaj. She approached Nicki while she was sitting at a table with her crew and was looking for a fight to address the lies Nicki was spreading. According to eyewitnesses, Cardi said, "Let me tell you something," before she lunged at Nicki. But security was 2 steps ahead and stopped her inches from contact. One of them even elbowed her in the face. Because Cardi couldn't get close enough to attack, she pulled her signature move and threw her shoe. But she missed her target. As for Nicki, she clearly wasn't worried, and eyewitnesses say she didn't even flinch. Cardi was then kicked out by security and left the building like Cinderella with one shoe on her foot. About the incident, Cardi later said, quote, "When you mention my child, you choose to like comments about me as a mother, make comments about my abilities to take care of my daughter, is when all bets are effing off." But Minaj fired back on her Queen radio show, quote, "Get this woman some effing help. This woman's at the highest point in her career and she's throwing shoes?" Fans were pretty divided over the attack, but Nicki seemed to come out as the winner simply because she didn't really engage. And coming in at number 1, Birdman and the Breakfast Club. American rapper and record executive Birdman got into a now infamous face-off with the hosts of the Breakfast Club, the Power 105.1 morning radio show in 2016. Birdman came in fuming mad and repeatedly told the host to stop playing with his name while he was confronting the group. DJ Envy even tried to get him to sit down, but the tension in the room at that point was was through the roof, probably because the radio show had been discussing the rapper's various controversies for months prior to his appearance, claiming that he didn't pay artists and that he made bad business deals with Lil Wayne. It was clear that Birdman had had enough. He then said the words that would birth a new meme for years to come. "When you're saying my name, put some respect on it." While the Breakfast Club watched in suppressed amusement, Birdman then stood up and commanded his crew to leave the studio. The 2-minute clip was a viral sensation and now sits at 21 million views on YouTube. In fact, Birdman was one of the top 10 most googled memes of 2016. The internet couldn't get enough of Birdman's vague threats, and he even made a song about the whole thing that same year. Well, thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.